Today we'll be working on a solo arrangement of Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. This was actually voted on over at my Patreon page, where every month we do a different song based on the input and votes of my patrons. So go check it out in the link down below if you haven't already. You can also find a download for the tab. Let's go and dive in with the first part, which is the riff, and really probably the most iconic part of the song. Now, to start this, we're going to play our open G string. Now, if you're on a high G or low G ukulele, it'll sound a little bit different. The arrangement is cross-compatible, meaning you can play it with either tuning and it'll work just fine. Just this first note might sound a little bit different. So we're going to play that open G, and then we're going to play 5 on the E. We're going to take our ring finger, place it here, and slide that to then 7 on the E. Then we're going to play 5 on the A with our index finger. And then we can play 7 on the A with our ring finger. Now from here, we're going to play that 0777 chord, and all that we do is take our hand off, move our index finger to bar across the 7th fret of the C, E, and A. Make sure you're getting right up next to that fret wire to get a good tone, and then strum through all 4 strings. Moving right along, we add our pinky to 10 on the A. Then we play 7 on the A, which that bar is still playing, so we just remove our pinky. Then we slide this down so that our index finger goes to 2 on the C. We add our middle finger here on 3 of the E, and our pinky finger here to 5 on the A to get that 0, 2, 3, 5. Then we're going to play 3 on the E. Then we're going to play the open G again, followed by the 5 slide to 7 to 5 on the A, which is the same as the very beginning of the song. So that last measure, measure 4, is the same as the pickup bar to start the whole thing. Now, if you're struggling getting a good sound with your slide, be sure to check out the link down below where you can find a workshop that goes into depth with efficient embellishments. But one of the quick tips is to make sure that you sort of increase your pressure a little bit with that finger as you go up and go right up next to that fret wire. So this whole first stanza now should sound something like this when it's played together. Now, you'll notice there's a repeat marker at the end of this. So you're going to go back to measure 1. Now, a little bit tricky here. Measure 1 is not the first measure. The first measure is called a pickup bar. You'll notice there's a little number 1 next to what measure 1 is, which is going to be that 7 on the A. And you repeat it. So here's what it sounds like with the repeat. Now from here, after we've played the second repeat, we go on to measure 5. And measure 5 is going to start out the same as what we did on measure 1. We're going to play the 7 on the A, followed by the 0777. But instead of going up to 10, we're going to play the 7 on the A again. Then we're going to take our pinky and add it here to the 10 on the E string. Then 7 on the E by just taking that pinky off because the bar is still there. Then we take everything off for an open on the A. And then we fret an A major chord. To do this, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, index finger here on the 1st fret of the C string. Strum through all 4 strings. Then going on to measure 8 now, we're going to play the 5 to 7. We're going to do a hammer on this time when we've done slides in the past. So to do that, what I like to do is actually take my index finger, bar it across the 5th fret of the E and the A strings. You'll see why in just a moment. I'm going to play just the 5 on the E string. Hammer on with my ring finger, make sure that I get right up next to that fret wire and get that nice, hammer-like texture. So what I mean by that is you notice how my finger is not getting relaxed like this. It's nice and perpendicular to the string so that I can get a good, strong sound. Again, for more information on efficient embellishments, check out the link down below. And we're going to play that hammer on the 7 on the E, then we're going to play 5 on the A. And then it repeats, just like we did earlier. And from this repeat, it goes back to measure 5. And then as we go on from here, it goes into measure 9 after that repeat. You're going to play 3 on the E. I like to use the middle finger here And then we play a G chord. Now, you might normally play a G chord like this, which is totally fine, but in this case, I actually really like playing it like this, with the index finger barred across the C, E, and the A, and the middle finger here on the 3 of the E. Gives you just a little bit more of a strong positioning for what comes next, and it's a good habit to build to get that bar chord comfortable elsewhere. So we play that and strum through the chord. So here's what this whole stanza sounds like when it's put together, kind of the end of the intro section. And then we repeat, right? So we go back. Now from here, it goes on to measure 10, which has a little bit of filler. We're still holding that G chord. We just pluck our G, C, E, and A. You'll notice this is all filler before we're going into the melody. Quick tip is as you're looking from here on out, because now the vocals are coming in, you can see lyrics associated with notes. When there are words there, play them louder because they're meant to be pronounced like the melody should. When there are no words there, play them softer because it's meant to be more background, more filler, right? It doesn't really count for the intro section because it's an instrumental intro, but now that we're here in the song, it's an important thing to kind of think about. So we play the G, C, E, A. Then we take everything off and we play open on the G, C, and E strings. Then we get our first melody note here, which is going to be 3 on the A. Just take your ring finger and place it there, and that's the word so. And we play 0, 0, 0 nice and soft, right? Stopping on the A string. And then we're going to play So You Think You Can. So to play that, you'll notice that's just my ring finger here on 3 of the A, middle finger to 2 on the A, add the ring finger back on to 3, take it back off for 2 at the middle, and then 3 on the E with the ring finger for the words So You Think You Can. Now we go to tell, and this is tough. So this is a D chord, and if you're not comfortable with bar chords, this can be a really difficult chord. How I like to play it is take your index finger and bar it across the 2nd fret on the G, C, and E strings, and actually have it come off for the A. So I'm kind of bending it in that first little knuckle joint. It takes some finagling, and it's kind of like yoga for your fingers, but it is the most efficient way of playing it. If that's not comfortable, it is okay for you to do it something like this. Index, middle, ring stacked on top of each other. Then we're gonna play 2 on the C. So this whole stanza should sound something like this. Filler to start. So you think you can tell, right? Or this way, both work, right? Now we're going on to the next section here where it goes to a D chord, so still holding that same shape, either the 3 fingers or the 1. And then we're going to stretch our pinky out to 5 on the A for the word have. And then N will be 3 on the A with the middle finger. Then 5 on the A with the pinky again, from. So it goes heaven from. And then this next chord, a really pretty A minor, we're going to slide that pinky finger up 2 frets to 7. And we're going to add our middle finger here to 5 on the E string. So you'll notice we're just sliding up and adding. We're going to play 0 on the C, 5 on the E, and 7 on the A. So we're just not playing the G string. And that gives us the word hell. So it kind of goes heaven from hell. Now, this is the first moment I want to talk about something real quick. You'll notice this arrangement is a little bit more simple than maybe some of the other ones I've done on this channel. That was by design. I want to make a really approachable one for beginners, and it still is a tricky arrangement. So if you're struggling with it, don't feel bad. A lot of bar chords and other things going on. But it is more sparse. There's not as much filler. And so if you're playing this song and you're wanting to take it to the next level, just try to figure out what sort of elements of filler you can start to implement based on space. So for instance, right here when it goes heaven from hell, see how long that rings? It just kind of sits there. You can pick some notes. For instance, go hell. All that I did there is play my like C and E strings a couple times. You could strum. Right? Whatever you want. Utilize your ear to see if you can find something that fits. The last thing I'll say about that for now is try to do too little and then add more. It's always easy to add more compared to take away. So do something really simple, make it work, add an extra layer, and continue doing that until you find your perfect arrangement. But anyways, we're at the word hell here. And then we're going to go on to a filler note, all open. So we just take our fingers off. and then pinky should still be nearby on 7 for the word blue, and then 5 on the A. And what I like to do for this 5 is I actually like to slide my pinky down to 5. And then we're going to play 2 on the A with the index finger. So it goes blue skies from, and then for the word pain, we add our pinky back onto 5 of the A, middle finger to 3 on the E, and index finger here to 2 on the C, strum through all 4 strings. So that whole stanza looks something like this. Heaven from hell, blue skies from pain. Now you'll notice right there when I played it, I went like this. I didn't use the pinky, so I had to kind of jump. That's why the pinky there on the 7 to the 5 can be so helpful to get your hand into position. But let's go ahead and go right on now to measure 18. So on measure 18, we just played this 0, 2, 3, 5 chord. Well, we can take our pinky off and bar that index finger, so it's 0, 2, 3, 2, just like we played earlier where I mentioned this alternate G chord. And then we're going to play 2 on the A, and then 3 on the A. You can just move your middle finger, play it again, 2 on the A again, and then 3 on the E with the middle. So it goes something like this. Can you tell a green? Back to our D chord. Play it the way we talked about earlier, or the 3 finger, right? And then we continue on from a cold steel rail. It's a really pretty line. We're going to need to bar all the way across the 2nd fret for this next D chord on measure 20, and add our pinky on 5 of the A. So we have to do a bar here because this is just too big of a stretch. We're going to strum through all 4 strings, and then we're going to play the 5 on the A again, and one more time. From a cold, and then we're going to play the word steel. Take your pinky off and leave the bar all the way across, and that'll give you that 2 on the A. A little tip with that bar, if you're struggling to get a good tone, I like to take my middle finger and actually stack it on top of my index so that I get more force down on it and can pinch it a little bit easier. So that gives you the from a cold steel. And then we go rain. What we do there is middle finger on 3 of the A, all the way through all 4 strings. And then 2 on the A with the index, and then 3 on the E with the middle. So that goes rail. Now, quick note, there's no words with these notes, but you'll see the little dots. That means that it's the same word continuing. So it goes rail as they sing it. So rail. So here's what measures 18 through 21 should sound like going through. Something like this. Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail? Now, lots of opportunities for filler here like we talked about earlier. You can kind of add some strums or some picking, whatever you want. I don't think the arrangement needs it because it's such a beautiful melody, but it's there if you want to. So now we go on to measure 22. We're going to play a C chord, but we're not going to play a C chord. We're going to play open on the G, open on the C, open on the E together. Nice and quiet because it's filler. And then our index is going to play 2 on the A for the word and then smile is going to be 5 on the A with the pinky. And then 3 with the middle finger here on the A string, 2 on the A with the index, and that gives us a smile from a. And now when we go to this next part here, veil, a little tricky. We have to jump up. So that index finger jumps up to 2 on the G string, add our ring finger here on 3 of the A. Going into measure 24, we take our ring finger off, strum it nice and soft, add the ring finger back on, 3 for the word do, and then you think you can. So to do that, what we're doing is we have that 3 on the A, then the middle goes to 2 on the A, come back on with the ring, back down to 2, then 3 on the E with the ring finger just crossing up. So that's do you think you can? And then when we go tell here, we can go to our G chord, well, our normal way. See how that ring finger is already here? So we can just move down our index finger to the 2 on the C and we've set up our G chord. A little bit different than the bar we did earlier, but it's important to remain flexible. And you can kind of switch between the G's depending on which one you're more comfortable with. We're going to play the G, C, and E strings together, and then all 4 for kind of filler at the end. So this measure 22 through 25, the stanza should sound something like this. a smile from a veil. Tricky transition there. Do you think you can tell? And then this next part is going to go to measure 26. Still at the G chord, so we're just going to play the G, C, and E strings. 3 on the A. Now there's a couple different ways we can play this. We can just move our ring finger up, which is the easiest way, or we can add our pinky on 3 of the A. A little bit more tricky, but gives you a little bit more sustain. Try them both, see which one fits you better. 3 on the A twice, and did, and then 2 on the A for the word they, and then 3 on the A for get. And then we have to slide this pinky up to 5 on the A twice for you too. So it goes, and they, and did they get you too? Then you slide that pinky up 2 more frets to 7, strum through all open with it for the word trade. And this is a great option for a little filler if you want it. Then you're gonna play a C chord to start 28, index on 3 of the A. And the reason we're using our index instead of any other finger is because what happens immediately after this for the words your heroes for ghosts, you see it goes up. So our pinky needs to come up here to the 7 on the A. That's you're here, and then we can slide it down to 5 rows. So you're here, rows. And then we can play 2 on the A, 4 with the index finger. Then bar all the way across the 2nd fret with the index and add 5 on the A with the pinky for ghosts. So that little line goes, you're here, rows for ghosts. And again, you see I kind of stumbled through it. It's because I didn't slide that pinky down. If you do it correctly like this, you're here, rows for ghosts. See how efficient it looks. So here's 23 through 29 for context. So we have, and did they get you to trade? You're here, rows for ghosts. Another little nice opportunity for some filler if you want it. Going right on ahead now to measure 30. We're going to play a D chord, bar all the way across the 2nd fret, add the pinky on 5, only play the G, C, and E to start. But then we're going to play 5 on A twice for hot ash, and then is will be take the pinky off for 2 on the A, 5 on the A with the pinky, and then we're going to slide up to 7 on the A, add the middle finger here on 5 of the E, play this A minor chord for the word trees. You'll notice this is a lot of rehashing, right? At this point, measure 30 should look an awful lot like measure 14 because they're very similar, right? Same sort of fretting of the chords, just a little bit different notes. Then 32, we play the A minor with the index here on 2 of the G, just the G, C, and E strings together. Pinky up to 7 on the A twice, hot air, and then slide it down to 5, 4, and then 2 on the A, and then add that pinky back to 5 on the A, index moves up to the 2 on the C, middle finger to 3 on the E, strum through all 4 strings for cool, and then the last word of this stanza, breeze, will be 5 on the A again. So this measure I went through kind of quickly, and while it is different than any others that we've worked on, measures 31, 32, 33, it's using the same shapes. And you'll notice from this point forward, you know, even though we're pretty much halfway through the song right now, we're way over halfway through the song when you realize that it's repeated phrases just with small variations. But let's go ahead and hear what this should sound like. So now measures 30, 31, 32, 33 should be something like this. Hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze. Let's go on right into 34. Still holding the same shape, we're going to play the 0, 2, and 3 on the G, C, and E. Now we're going to stretch our pinky up to 7 on the A, slide it down to 5, and then 2 on the A with the index, 3 on the E with the middle. So that looks something like this. Goes cold comfort for. We'll go back to our D chord with that open A. So the bar we did earlier, if that's too hard, you can use the 3 fingers. That's okay. Another great option for some little bit of filler. And then as we go into 36, we're going to play the G, C, and E together. And then 2 on the C. Add the pinky on 5 of the A. Play that twice. Did you? And then 2 on the A. Take your pinky away, leaving the index finger barred so you get the 2 on the A. And then we're going to play a C chord here. And what we can do here is we can just use our middle finger, play 3 on the A, play all 4 strings together, and then 3 on the E. We can either cross our index up here, or we can just move the middle finger. Either way, it really works. And that gives us change. And then there's a rest, and the last note here is 3 on the E again. So 34, 35, 36, 37 should sound something like this. Cold comfort for charge. And did you exchange? And then the next line here going on to 38. Walk on a part in the war for a lead role in a cage. Oof. Walk on part in the war for a lead role in a cage. These words, man. But we're looking at measure 38 now. It's more of the same that we've been playing. So pinky on 5 of the A, we're going to strum through all 4 strings. And then 3 on the A, we can play with the middle finger. 3 on the A again. 2 on the A with the index. Open on the G. I like to take my hand off at this moment to set up for the word war on the A minor. 2, 0, 0, 3. Index on 2 of the G. Bring on 3 of the A. And then 3 on the E twice. A couple different ways you can do this. I like to just add my middle finger here. So that gives you 4 lead. And then we go right back on the word roll that we played on war. Then 2 on the A, we can use our middle finger there. And then we can play 0 on the G for the word and then cage. We go to a G chord. We can play it either way. It does not matter. Just notice the A string is not played, so 0, 2, 3 for the word cage. And then it actually goes right back to the beginning of the song. You would know that looking at the tab because it looks like there's more, but it's just repeated. So here's what 38, 39, 40, 41 should sound like. Something like this. Walk on part in the war for a lead role in a cage. Now, I went right on to measure 42, and look at this. 44, and then 45. Repeating. And as it goes on here to measure 46 now. Repeats again, right? So all of that's the same. It's repeated exactly the same as the beginning of the song. So that's kind of neat, right? We don't need to work on it again. If you worked on it in the intro, you already have that all down. From here it goes on to measure 50, and 50 goes. Hey, that looks familiar too, right? That's exactly the same thing that we played all the way back in measure 10, right? It's the same stuff, or measures 9 and 10, excuse me. 9 and 10 are going to be exactly the same as 50 and 51. But now what happens is we're going through the verse again with this song. And normally with a lot of these arrangements, I just add repeat markers because they're so similar. But with this one, I couldn't do that because there's so much variation to the melody, and I think it's so critical to getting this song just right. So what you'll notice is what we play is very similar to what we did earlier with small variations. So I'm going to go through this a little bit faster than I did the first part so that you can see the variations and that we can talk a little bit about it. But let's go ahead and look at measure 52 now. So we're going... How I wish. So same sort of stuff we were doing before. 3, 2, 3, 2, 3 on the E with the ring, right? How I wish. And then measure 53. How I wish you were. Same thing, right? The only difference is the first time has those extra notes kind of at the tail end with no words, and the second time, how I wish you were. Sounds like that. So here's what this whole stanza sounds like. Something like this, starting with 50. Right into 54. That's going to be the same D chord we've been playing. 2 on the C, strum through it, right? Doesn't matter if you do the 3 fingers or the 1. And then this is my personal favorite part of the song. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fish bowl year after year. I love this line. So to play We're Just Two Lost Souls, what we're going to do is 2 on the A and then 5 on the A. Use your pinky there on 5 and then slide it up to 7. Add the middle finger on 5 of the E. Strum through the C, E, and A strings together. C string or A string many times after that. So it goes 2 lost souls swim. Now when we go ing, you can either use your ring finger here to the 5 on the A, or you can bar with your middle finger. So it goes like this. We have, we're just 2 lost souls swimming. See how that bar makes it easier to play the 5 on the A. Then we go into 57, and it's the same chord, 0, nothing on the G, 0 on the C, 5 on the E, 7 on the A. And playing through that. So that whole bar stanza should sound something like this. Here, we're just 2 lost souls swimming in a fish bowl. My favorite part, and of course I mess it up, right? I always say 2 lost fish swimming in a lost, nope, that's not it, right? 2 lost souls swimming in a fish bowl year after year. So going on to 58 now. We're going to go back to our G chord, index here on 2 of the C, middle finger here on 3 of the E, strum those 3 strings, G, C, and E, and then 5 on the A twice with the pinky. Have that index bar across the C, E, and A, and then you can play for the word ter. You can take the pinky off and play 2 on the A. And then we're going to add it back on for year, right? So it goes year after year. Play it again, nice and soft for filler. Now we're going to go on to a D chord, and then running over the... A little bit of a difficult line. We're going to start with that D chord, preferably with the bar. Now at this point you really should be working on the bar if you're this far through the song to get that comfort. Add the pinky on 5 of the A, middle finger on 3 of the A, and then 5 on the A with the pinky, and then 2 on the A just barring across with the index, then open on the A, take it all off. And then same old ground, we just go back to that D chord with the 5 on the A. And we play the 5 on the A 2 more times. So that stanza something like this. Year after year, running over the same old ground. Now we're going to go on to measure 62. Home stretch here, I promise. This is the end of the lyrics. What have we found in the same old fears, wish you were here. Beautiful, beautiful song. So we're going to play open on the G, C, and E, and then we're going to play 3 on the A. Now there's a couple different ways you can do that. I like to use the middle finger here. 5 on the A with the pinky, 3 on the A with the middle, 5 on the A with the pinky, 3 on the A with the middle, 2 on the A with the index. So it goes, what have we found? Now we're going to play 0, 0, 3. So middle finger goes to the 3rd fret on the E string. Strum just your G, C, and E strings. 2 on the A with the index. The same old fears. So what that is pinky on 5 on the A for the word same. Old is going to be 3, 2 with the middle and index. And then cross the index up to 2 on the G. Add the ring finger here on 3 of the A for the word fears. And then we go through the A minor, open on the A, and then wish you were here. We're going to play 3 on the A twice, and then 2 on the A, and then we're going to just make a G chord. And we're going to strum just our G, C, and E string. So that goes, wish you were here. And then, guess what? We're going back to the intro, right? So that's pretty cool for the repeat. But let's go ahead and hear what this final line of the word sounds like. Something like this. What have we found? The same old fears. Wish you were here. Now going right into 67. Nothing different than the intro. Same repeat. Now we go on 71, which is the same thing. with the repeat still. And then the end, I like to add a little slowdown, right? Do that last riff nice and slow, and then 0, 2, 3. Index here on the 2nd fret of the C string, middle finger here on the 3rd fret of the E. Strum through the 3, and you're done. So, as I mentioned before, this song has a lot of opportunity for some filler. Learn it as it's written, and then start adding little pieces in, maybe a strum here or there, or 2 strums. Add piece by piece to get the arrangement just how you like it. It's such a beautiful melody, though, that I really don't think it needs much filler to sound great, and so yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below, and if you'd like to help decide what next month's tutorial will be sure to check out my Patreon page, which is linked. Thank you to all of my patrons. It's really thanks to your support that I'm able to make these tutorial videos and work on these awesome ukulele songs, so thank you again for all of the support. I hope to see you guys soon and can't wait to see what you think up for next month's tutorial. Thanks so much. Take it easy.